Woohoo! The back's all over the place. I don't like this in the slightest. This is way too wet. Well, good morning, folks. From Rocklands Reservoir. See a little bit of a rush about me this morning. It's because the rain's coming in. No time for a pack-up time-lapse today. We got to get out of here before the rain hits. So, interesting decision we made last night. You still would have seen in the footage there yesterday. We camped on the northern side and the breeze was coming from the north. So we thought we'd come down here to the south and find a protected spot. Well, what happens when the weather turns around? You get blown out of your tent. That's what. Last night we had all sorts of rain, all sorts of wind, but hey, we've got through it. Everything's dry. And before this next storm comes, we decided to pack up early. So no time for breakfast, no time for anything like that. We're going to get ourselves on the road and we are heading towards the Otways. Woo! Alright, so been on the road now for, I don't know, about an hour. Making our way into Penshurst since we've left Rocklands. When we look up there, we just noticed there's a mountain. So, don't know what it's called, but I reckon we're going to see if we can get ourselves to the top. Go and have a look. We would have seen on the sign on the way in, we've made our way to Mount Rous. So, pulled in and got a little bit of breakfast in the local town. We saw this mountain and figured, hey, we'll come up for a bit of a look. Again, not exactly the best of days, that seems to happen to us on occasions, but you got to make the most of it. So head on up the stairs and we'll give you a look. So here we are at the top of the mountain. It may as well be a winter day, not spring. Here we are. See Penshurst down there. We're on top of Mount Rous, so give you a quick look around. Righto, so having got up early this morning, we've made our way down to Big Hill Track and we're parked there at the front of Big Hill Campground as we're going to tackle the track. So there's a couple of hours to get here. We've been chased by the rain all the way along. We're hoping as today goes on the rain's going to nick off, but I guess we'll have to wait and find out for camping tonight. We don't know where we're going to end up, but we'd like to stay somewhere definitely here. So something we noticed straight away about the different biomes in Victoria is when we were at Rocklands Reservoir there, it was very deserty, it was very hot, full of flies. Couple of hours drive down here more towards the coast and we've turned into green lush area. So yeah, it's what we wanted and we're really looking forward to camping around this area. Best off keeping your real inner right. In the slightest. This is way too wet.
It's so muddy and my boots are covered in it.
Yeah, I've started to come down a hill where I understand that. We're in a spot of bother here, man. Yeah, back up the hill, mate. Don't come down this at all. I'm trying to turn around at the moment without sliding down the hill. and I'm going to be coming up with some force, so I need to make sure you're well out of the way up the top there. How far back can I go? We're about to find out as he goes bonk.
Okay, I've turned around and I'm slowly cruising up.
She's slippery. Woo! Wow. Talk about 1 minute casual, next minute absolutely hectic. So we've just been traveling along the big hill track here. It's been very calm, very casual. It's a wet day. None of that seemed like a problem. Right until we got to a steep bit of the section there, and we hadn't dropped any of the air out of the tyres, didn't think we needed to. And as soon as we started going down that steep section, we were in a bucket load of trouble. So yeah, we're gonna call that and turn around before any damage happens. I got really lucky turning around on the hill then. I don't know how much of that we caught, but yeah, here we are. We're back at the top now and I'm feeling pretty comfortable about it. Okay, so after that little hair-raising moment, we're not sure where we're going, but I just want to give you a little bit of context. If you have a look up the road now, we're just driving along casual forest roads. And all of a sudden we got to that little downhill section where we lost all traction. It was absolutely hectic. So just a little tip, I guess, for myself to remember, and you guys at home too, that this stuff has the potential to go really bad really quick. And if you're not aware of it, and if you try and push on and be a hero, you can end up in some very, very bad situations. So I'm pretty happy we turned around. I'm sad because I wanted to continue on the track and I love the spirit of adventure, but hey, you've got to know when to turn around, and I'm glad we did. So we're now going to have a go at 5 Mile track. Again, on new tracks it looks blue, but so did that big hill track, and that got to some pretty hectic stuff. So we're going to give it a look. If it looks like it's going to be a bit too much for us, we'll turn around again. There's no shame in that, but I'll tell you what, we're getting to the stage now where we'd really like to complete a track. That's what we're out here to do, bit of adventure. Woohoo! The back's all over the place. Oh my goodness. And this is nothing. This road shouldn't be challenging at all. Wow. Yep, there she goes. Woohoo! We are drifting all over the place. That is ridiculous. Wow. All right, low range. Make sure she's activated. Second gear, rear locker on. Here we go, don't spare the horses. Let's get up this hill. And away we go. That was good. Full commit. It's quite steep, a little bit slippery, but yeah. So, as I sit here with me mates, here in Lorne, it has been an awesome trip so far. Yeah, the difference between Rocklands and then ending up down here at the beach is just amazing. So we avoided the rain there this morning, we packed up in the dry. We're super happy about that. And yeah, we've come all the way down here to the Otways, coming through the Otway National Park. A couple of tracks there we decided no on, and one we decided yes on, which we're really happy about. Now we're gonna head off and see if we can find a clifftop campsite along the way home. So again, we don't know where that's gonna be, but we hope you stick around and find out. That's quite a steep one here. You can see, probably tell by the way I'm hanging out of my seat, but I won't look it on camera. Having puddled our way around Denim Track and then Godfrey Track, I think we worked out that part of the forest near the Godfrey Track section, you can actually free camp in. So we pulled up here and found ourselves an awesome little clifftop campsite. This is exactly what we were hoping for. So yeah, we'll get a little bit of wood. There's plenty of wood, cut trees and fell trees all around the place. We'll get a bit of wood sorted out. We'll get settled in, and we're looking forward to having a beer with you around the fire. Well, how good is that, eh? You just cannot capture this sort of stuff on film. Boys are all set up here, sit behind the camera, settled in, we got the fire going, and a view like that. If there was any way that we could possibly capture the atmosphere and the way this feels for you guys at home, we would. But the best we can do is show you the way it is now. So I really hope you're enjoying our journey so far. We've had a really good couple of days. We're going to settle in around the fire tonight, get a good stew going, and in the morning we'll look to push on out and do a few things on the way home. You'll have to wait until then to find out what they are. There you go, there's dinner. Well folks, as we stand up here on the top of the ridge, we got 27-kilometre winds blowing that way sometimes, 27-kilometre winds blowing that sometimes, and the rain coming in from that direction. We've got a nice hot fire going, but I tell you what, it's some testing conditions up here, but you wouldn't have it any other way. Alright, well it's got just about after 8 o'clock tonight on our last night of the holidays. We've got a little fire going here in the fire pit, but the weather is starting to pick up so intensely that this is starting to get dangerous. So instead of mucking around, we're just going to put the fire out, be safe, go for an early night in the swags, alright? Well, good morning folks, from somewhere near Jamison Creek at a very relaxing campsite this morning. Having said that, last night was anything but relaxing. You saw there in those videos before, we had up to 40km/h winds come ripping through last night, so we made the smart decision to put the fire out and go to bed early, which is a little bit sad, but I think it was the safest thing to do. So that wind last night came roaring through like a steam train. I woke up numerous times with that wind absolutely pounding the side of the swag, but hey, seek discomfort, eh? Anyway, today we're going to get ourselves packed up, have a bit of breakfast. We'll get camp all set up, packed up there, make ourselves a bit of breakfast and then head on to the tracks. We're heading home today. It's been a great couple of nights in the bush and we're looking to do a few tracks on the way home. And like we say, we don't quite know where we're going, but we hope you stick around to find out. Okay, well, having been on the road for about an hour since we left Jamison Creek, we've made our way along the coastline there. Some beautiful views there. Made our way up into the hills now, and we're now about to tackle Denim's Track. I have absolutely no idea what's going to be down here, but the gate's open, so we're going to go and do it. We've discovered a lot of the place around here has been locked up closed, so I don't know if that's a forestry management recovery idea, or hey, maybe some grubs are being a bit dirty out there and they're locking it up on us, but anyway, who knows. We found one that's open and we're looking forward to tackling it. Cool little track, this one. Very sandy, and looks like a very deserty type area again, but it's a different type of desert than the Rocklands. So yeah, I can't believe we're so close to the ocean, yet all of a sudden it feels so much like the desert. So that was Denim Track. That took us about, I don't know, 40 minutes with a stop for some views there at the top of the mountains. That was really beautiful. Quite a different road that we've done before. I'd say somewhere on the beginner to intermediate, and if it was wet, that would be a heck of a different track through there. So we had a look on the maps, and we're now going to make our way to a track called Pipeline Track. Looks interesting, because it looks like a couple of kilometres of absolutely dead straight line of a track. So as we're making our way to Pipeline Track, looks like we found a shortcut called Peregrine Track. Okay, so here we are. For us, we're going to make this our last track of the day. We've made it to Pipeline Track. So it looks like it's a couple of kilometres of just basically dead straight track. Looks like it's right within our pay grade, so we're looking forward to doing this one, and then we'll see you at the other side. Well, there it is, folks. That's the end of today's episode. We have had an awesome long weekend out and about in the Victorian wilderness. We started this trip off staying at Ditchfields up at Mount Cole in the Bawangor State Forest area. We then went to Rocklands where we enjoyed some beautiful views around Rocklands Reservoir. Last night we finished up down in the very lush Jamison Creek near Lorne, and now we've tackled some of the areas in the Great Otways National Park. If you're enjoying this sort of content, we'd really love if you could leave us a sub and a like and all of that sort of jazz. It really does help the algorithms and helps us grow as our channel. So until our next adventure, we hope to see you around the next corner. Rous!